Yo, it's Trivelli. I'm back, and it is conference championship week in college football. So I'm about to give you guys some games that you guys can smash for easy cash. So let's jump into it. You know the deal. If you can, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get this channel out to as many people as possible. Also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter so you get my daily notifications for when I'm dropping videos, which is going to be Monday through Friday because I'm never slacking. Now, let's jump into the action.
I'm living life like this. Maybe give a little glimpse, maybe give a little glimpse.
All right, guys, so I got 4 games for you guys this week, and we're going to just jump right in. We've got Western Kentucky versus UTSA, and I like the over in this game. So this game should be easily in the 40s, and because they are so close in talent and skill, I believe the chance for OT actually helps your case here to add some extra points if you are not there in regular time. Bailey Zapp literally has 52 passing touchdowns, and they're not destitute running the ball either, with over 1,200 yards total as a team and 10 touchdowns all on the ground. So UTSA is easily the best team in Conference USA thus far, with multiple resume-building wins like at Illinois and Memphis and Western Kentucky in a close shootout. Sincere McCormick and Frank Harris are carrying this team offensively, and they'll continue this versus a Western Kentucky defense that is playing better, but will not be able to stop them. Only way this doesn't hit is if there's multiple turnovers, no returns on those turnovers. I think these teams will rarely punt, and I see the final score being somewhat around 45-41 UTSA or Western Kentucky. I think this game is going to be very close. It's a toss-up, and I would never touch it from that standpoint. But I do think that there's going to be a lot of offense because these teams are kind of showcasing their talent, especially those kids that are trying to get to the NFL. Now, that's on a conservative side, saying 45-41. At the lowest it goes is 38-35 in my opinion, and you still cover. So I like the over here. Moving on, we've got Utah versus Oregon, and I would take the Utah money line because you're not laying that much to get a Utah win when they just blew out Oregon by 31. Now, everybody talks about a revenge narrative. When it happened the way that it did, I don't see that revenge narrative happening. Take Utah. I think Oregon is fraudulent. They've been exposed of late. Too many teams are scoring 24 plus on them, and that includes Colorado, Oregon State, etc. And this Utah game was really never close the first time. Usually, I would say that Oregon has some home field advantage in this matchup as far as fan support and travel to Las Vegas, but I think Utah will be up for this one, especially the fans. I think Utah has looked better over the last 6 weeks, and even if they do not play as good as they do the first time that they played, I think they're still going to sneak out a close win. When these teams met last time, Oregon, they could not get stops when they needed to. Utah's defense and running game was clearly superior. That's why I say the revenge narrative is tough, because when you cannot get stops and you can't stop the running game, and, Utah's quarterback Rising, he's no scrub, so it's going to be really tough for Oregon to get stops again. I do not think it's going to be as close to lopsided as last time, but I do think Utah could win this by 4-7. It'd be a nice change for the Pac. I'm going to take Utah in the Pac championship game at a neutral site. Now, we've got Houston at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a minus 10.5 favorite, and I'm going to say right off the bat that I think you should buy a point to get this to 11.5 for Houston. And my reason why is because I bet on Cincy last week. They've been up and down against the spread all year. Now, they did come through for me versus a bad Eastern Carolina team, but I've been on the money with Cincinnati. I think this game is going to be different. I like how they are giving Houston 10.5 because then you can buy the point for a close to nothing right now. Get it to 11.5, and then all you need is a close game like 28-17. You've got the 0.5 hitch. 31-20, you've got the 0.5 hitch, and that half a point will definitely save you. My fear is that Cincy really shows up for this game and just blows out Houston, but Houston's on an 11-game tear right now, and that alone should scare Cincy a little bit. I think Tune is as good as Ritter, at least throwing the ball, if not better from an accuracy standpoint. Ritter has improved as the season went on, but both defenses are exceptional, and both offenses put up points in bunches. I think Houston will actually jump out to a possible lead if they play loose in the first quarter. They've got less on the line, so this is huge for Houston, who can definitely compete with Cincy. Cincy actually struggled with USF, Navy, and Tulsa this year. Trust me, Houston has better players than all of those teams that I just said combined, even if they took the best of each team and put them together. Maybe that's a stretch, but Houston should keep this close within a touchdown. I think that with everything on the line, Cincinnati should be able to get this win. They should be in the playoff, but it remains to be seen how much of a blowout this is going to be. I think Houston's definitely going to be able to hang around in this one and keep it close late. If you buy that extra point, even if they lose by 11, you definitely going to cover. So I like that right there. NIU versus Kent State over 72.5. If it is not there when you go to lock it in, when I went to see this line, it was 73.5. It seems like it's moving up. But if you have to buy a point or two, that 1.5 or 2 points is going to be crucial, because if teams are struggling to score, you could still get there at 38-35 if you can get it at 72.5 or 73, which I think is on the safe side. These teams met previously this year. The score was 7 at the end of the first quarter. At halftime, there was over 50 points scored, so I think that should give you an idea. I was seriously perplexed watching this game the first time, so the idea is this. If these teams are relentlessly punting and never getting in rhythm, yeah, you might definitely be in trouble. But these teams run such a high tempo offense designed to spread out and wear down the defense. I think Kent State can run the ball and throw it effectively, and NIU can't stop either. Last time these teams played, they scored almost 100 points combined. I don't think they're going to be as aggressive in the championship game. I don't think they're going to score 100 points again, but I could be wrong because the MAC is terribly unpredictable. These teams are very close in talent and skill-wise, and an overtime game could definitely happen. So 100 points is not out of the realm of possibility. Now, what I do know about both of these teams is that they can score, and neither has a presence of a defense. If they can get over 14 points in the first quarter total, and maybe even 21 if you're lucky, the defenses are just going to get worse throughout the day. They're not going to get better. So the faster the start, the better the odds for the over. I think maybe it will start slow like last game, but these teams, once they start getting into the rhythm, they start getting first downs. You can see that they had touchdown drives in less than 15 seconds, 1 minute again, 47 seconds, a minute and 10, a minute 2, and many more under a minute and under 2 minutes. Over 10 touchdowns were scored, and that's not all of the touchdowns, but over 10 touchdowns were scored in a combined 20 minutes of gameplay. Drives under 2 minutes easily had 8 plays, and that is absolutely ridiculous. I think if each team can get rolling by the late first and they start scoring every 3 to 4 minutes, you're golden, no pun intended to Kent State fans, but I think that this could go way over 72. So I definitely like everything I said here, guys. Let's try to go 4-0 this week. I will see you guys after championship week, and have a good one. Peace.
I'm living life like this. Maybe give a little glimpse, maybe give a little glimpse. She wanna do a little